So we getting ready to party. Mind you, it's all adults. There was a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old teenage Latin girl that was there, and I think she had to leave because she had school and she had to do homework. So when 11 o'clock hit, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from for a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, but those kids remained. I don't know if those kids were from the photo shoot themselves, but the fact that these kids came around.
Larry Johnson has dropped a bombshell that's turning heads across the entertainment world. The former NFL player, known for his controversial takes, has accused none other than Jay-Z and Beyoncé of orchestrating late-night parties where children mysteriously made appearances amidst a sea of A-list celebrities. Let that sink in for a moment. The implications of such a claim have people questioning what truly happens behind the glitz and glamour of the music industry's biggest names. From strange behaviors to deeply unsettling details, this story only spirals further into darkness. Buckle up, because what you're about to hear might leave you speechless. The shocking allegations surfaced during an episode of the podcast Fearless with Jason Whitlock, where Johnson shared an account that many are finding hard to digest. According to him, he attended a party hosted by Jay-Z and Beyoncé in the mid-2000s that took a bizarre and disturbing turn. It wasn't just another lavish celebrity gathering, it became something far more perplexing when children unexpectedly appeared at the adults-only event. Johnson claimed the event occurred in Colorado during the winter of either 2006 or 2007. He was in town for a photo shoot, and the party was supposedly a prelude to the shoot. Jay-Z had rented out a house, and the guest list was star-studded, including big names like Naomi Campbell and Jamie King. At first glance, the evening seemed like a typical get-together for the elite, a chance to unwind, mingle, and enjoy the finer things in life. However, as the night progressed, things took a strange turn. According to Johnson, the music was pumping, drinks were flowing, and the party vibe was in full swing. But then, without warning, children appeared. Johnson didn't specify who brought them or why they were there, but he described the situation as utterly unsettling. Imagine being at a late-night, adult-only bash with loud music, alcohol, and dancing, only to find young children in the mix. The contrast was jarring, to say the least. What made the situation even more puzzling was Johnson's recollection of an interaction involving Beyoncé. He claimed he was seated next to a child when Beyoncé allegedly made an offhand remark that stuck with him. That does not look sexy. Johnson admitted he couldn't fully grasp the context of her comment at the time, but even now, it leaves him scratching his head. He confessed that the unsettling nature of the evening, combined with alcohol, ultimately drove him to leave the party early. Johnson's story comes at a time when Jay-Z is already under intense scrutiny. Just days before Johnson's podcast interview, high-profile attorney Tony Busby filed a lawsuit against Jay-Z, alleging misconduct involving a minor back in 2000. Although Jay-Z has vehemently denied these claims, calling them baseless and an attempt at sensationalism, the allegations have sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Adding fuel to the fire, another lawsuit surfaced involving a woman identified as Jane Doe. She accused both Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs of assaulting her when she was just 13 years old. Jane Doe's account detailed a harrowing experience during a limo ride that allegedly ended at a house party. Although inconsistencies in her story have complicated the case, her claims align with whispers of a darker side to the industry, a side where children are brought into spaces they should never be. Larry Johnson's claims about the Colorado party bear an eerie resemblance to other stories tied to Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. In a separate account, aspiring singer Tal Wallace spoke out in a TMZ documentary about witnessing minors at one of Diddy's parties in 2018. She described seeing young girls dressed provocatively as Harajuku dolls, surrounded by adults attempting to shield them from view. Although Wallace didn't explicitly mention Jay-Z, rumors have long linked him to Diddy's controversial gatherings, raising questions about how much he may have known or been involved. What's equally unsettling is how Jay-Z has chosen to address, or avoid addressing, these allegations. Rather than directly refuting the claims with evidence or focusing on clearing his name, he has shifted the narrative to how the accusations could affect his daughter, Blue Ivy. Critics have pointed out that his concern for his daughter's social standing feels tone-deaf, especially given the gravity of the allegations. Furthermore, Jay-Z's silence on the mounting accusations against his longtime friend Diddy has only added to the criticism. The entertainment industry has long been plagued by rumors of misconduct, secrecy, and unchecked power. Larry Johnson's account, coupled with the ongoing lawsuits and disturbing anecdotes from others, paints a grim picture of what may lurk behind the scenes. While Johnson has a history of making controversial statements, Larry Johnson's claims paint a picture of an industry drenched in secrecy, where the line between professionalism and scandalous indulgence is not only blurred but seemingly erased. He recounts that the night in question left an impression so unsettling, it lingered with him for years. A party that began as a showcase of wealth and influence quickly spiraled into something almost surreal. Imagine being in a house filled with some of the most powerful names in entertainment, surrounded by opulence that most people can only dream of, only for the atmosphere to shift with the unexpected presence of children. Johnson describes this as a moment of pure confusion, where nothing made sense anymore. Why would children be at an adult-only event? And more importantly, what was their purpose there? These questions, unanswered and shrouded in ambiguity, continue to haunt not just Johnson but anyone who hears this disturbing account. The strange comment from Beyoncé adds another layer of discomfort to an already eerie scenario. Her remark about the child's appearance being not sexy is cryptic at best and downright chilling at worst. It raises questions about the context, the intent, and the underlying meaning of her words. Was it a joke? A passing comment misunderstood by Johnson in the haze of the moment? Or was it something far more sinister, revealing a side of the music icon that the public has never seen before? The more one tries to dissect this moment, the darker it seems to become. For Johnson, this was the final straw that made him leave the party, his mind racing with unease and his stomach churning with a sense of dread he couldn't shake. These allegations come at a time when the entertainment industry is already grappling with a series of scandals that seem to unravel the carefully crafted images of some of its most celebrated figures. Jay-Z, for instance, has always projected an air of calculated control, a businessman first and an artist second. His reputation has been built on a foundation of success, philanthropy, and an unshakable persona as one of the most influential figures in music. However, these claims threaten to dismantle that image piece by piece. The lawsuit filed by Tony Busby, alleging misconduct involving a minor, has already cast a shadow over his empire. The added weight of Johnson's story only deepens the cracks in Jay-Z's once impenetrable armor, leaving fans and critics to wonder if there's more to the man than what meets the eye. What's striking is how eerily Johnson's story parallels other accusations that have emerged over the years. Take, for example, the chilling account from Tal Wallace, who described witnessing minors at Diddy's parties in scenarios that defy explanation. Her description of young girls dressed as Harajuku dolls, placed in environments completely inappropriate for their age, mirrors the uncomfortable imagery that Johnson recounts. The fact that these stories keep surfacing, each one adding more fuel to the fire, suggests that these aren't isolated incidents, but part of a much larger, more troubling pattern. It's almost as if these parties, marketed as exclusive gatherings for the rich and famous, serve a darker purpose beneath the surface, one that many are too afraid to confront or speak out about. Jay-Z's reaction to these allegations, or lack thereof, has also become a focal point of criticism. Rather than addressing the claims head-on, he has chosen to divert the conversation toward his daughter, Blue Ivy. While his concern for his daughter's reputation and social standing is understandable, it feels misplaced given the gravity of the accusations. His silence on Diddy's controversies, particularly given their long-standing friendship, only adds to the sense of complicity that many feel is at play. If Jay-Z has nothing to hide, why hasn't he made a definitive statement to clear his name? Why hasn't he used his platform to denounce the kind of behavior these allegations suggest? The absence of answers only amplifies the suspicion, creating a void that the public is left to fill with speculation and doubt. This entire situation forces a deeper reckoning with the entertainment industry as a whole. For years, whispers of misconduct, exploitation, and abuse of power have swirled around some of its biggest players, only to be dismissed as conspiracy theories or baseless rumors. But as more stories like Johnson's come to light, it becomes increasingly difficult to ignore the possibility that these whispers may, in fact, be rooted in truth. The industry's ability to shield its stars from accountability has allowed a culture of impunity to flourish. When celebrities wield immense power and influence, it becomes all too easy for them to operate in a realm where the usual rules of morality and legality don't seem to apply. As fans and critics alike demand answers, whether or not these allegations are proven